Hello and welcome, all you wonderful Tubi Dicers. It's your boy Day Tarzan82855 on all social media platforms. With me is a wonderful cast and crew of Tubi Dice Adventures, here to bring you another episode of Star Wars: Force and Destiny, Threads of Fate, Episode 10. That being said, again, the wonderful cast and crew of Tubi Dice Adventures is here with me. So let's go ahead and start off with our cast introductions for tonight's episode, starting off with the lovely Dovely Dia.
Guys, I'm Dia, also known as Diavel.cos on all social media. I play Dav, who is a Zabraki bounty hunter. I'm a Night Sister. It's kind of complicated. Now, essentially, a one-woman army with an amazing set of power armor on her person.
2 thumbs up for that. Up next is the goodest of good boys, the one that never does anything wrong, Rennie Poo. Just one thing wrong? I think Ren might have to dispute that, but Ren, take it away.
Hi, I'm Ren. I go by Mascarin on the internet, and I play Eagle, who is our charming, debonair Twi'lek who has never done anything wrong in his life. I will remove those fingers one by one. There we go.
All right. Up next, the ever talented Victor the Story Weaver. Please take a moment to introduce your character.
Hello, everybody. It is I, Victor, also known as Victor the Story Weaver. I play one half of the dynamic duo of the Chosen Brothers, sons of Dathomir, Oho and Rao. I play Oho, Force sensitive assassin, very good at stealth and deadly execution. If you think you have seen him, no, you haven't. And if you have, why are you saying yes?
All right. And finally, to round tonight's cast off for tonight's episode is Jay down there on the bottom row. Jay, take a moment to introduce your character.
All by myself. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Jay, also known as JasonV131 on TikTok, and I am playing Kesh. And for some reason, maybe the Force, or maybe because everyone tried real hard to keep him alive and just the past session, he's still here and is. He will never show it, but he's very grateful to be here.
Yeah, much to my dismay. I was gunning for these players the last episode. It was a lot of fun.
This Chiss double agent. What can I say? Survival is in his strategy.
That being said, that is tonight's cast for tonight's episode. Usually those that are with us is Matt, aka War-Torn Knight, who plays Chav Visto, our resident pilot and smuggler for the party, and Son of a Ghost, Oz, who plays Rawl, the other half of the two brothers, Thursian, a subrace of the Ikani species. And I'm Daddy Tarzan 82855, and I'll be playing all your lovely NPCs that you'll encounter for tonight's episode. That being said, quick little breakdown of what we offer as To Be Diced. We have a plethora of options for your viewing consumption. That being said, we have Tales of Arden this Thursday. Yippee. That campaign's been stressing me the fuck out. That's back on Thursday this week. We typically try to get that kicked off around 8 p.m. Arizona Standard Time. Adjust for your specific time zone as needed. And then going forward, Frontiers of Eberron is currently on an indefinite hold. as the GM or Dungeon Master. Michael St. Gregory has personal events that came up, as well as new work opportunities that is taking him away from the campaign for the time being. That being said, we'll try and get him. He'll try to come back, but for the most part, life takes priority. So be on the lookout for that for when that returns. We'll keep you updated once we know anything. Other than that, let's go ahead and get ourselves back into the story of where we last left off. The party had just completed the heist for the Clean Sweep data spike, and the mission to acquire this device. The party encountered a platoon of Dark Troopers that were activated by a slicer droid that was in place as a security barrier to the vault of which this spike was contained. What this spike is capable of doing is wiping any and all aspects of an individual that the virus is targeted towards from the HoloNet, effectively rendering an individual a complete ghost throughout the galaxy. However, this virus only works on one target. So the group learned of this fact mid-mission, or prior to the mission launch, I should say, from Killbolt, who expressed that his intent on replicating this data spike in an attempt to encompass the entire party. However, it requires individuals with immense skill in computers, and he warned the party against tampering with the device, lest they destroy the data spike completely and leave everyone without a means of removing themselves from the HoloNet. The crew manages to eliminate the Dark Troopers that were in place, albeit at a rather close call for some, but all in all, secure the device, make off with a couple of additional pieces of equipment, and return back to the Socorro after making a detour to Delang to drop off a surveillance tagger that they had found that was coded for the guild. Once they discovered they were being tracked by the Bounty Hunters Guild, they then returned to Socorro, back to the to where the sands dance, and Chav and Tavoon, aka Slice, depart the party to return to Killbolt and hand off the spike and supplies that they had acquired. Where the rest of this journey goes is to be diced. Day 34, month 4. morning of. The party has found rest within the confines of the base known as the Dancing Sands, established by the brothers Oho and Rawl. The morning greets you with a layer of dust and grime on the surface of your skin, clinging to the beads of sweat gathering on the surface of your skin. It is only a couple hours into the morning, but yet the heat being generated in this desert climate is exhausting. But you've spent time here and allowed your bodies to acclimate to no longer warrant resilience checks to determine whether or not you'd succumb to that heat. Especially with Dove donned in her power armor to adjust for the climate control that she's grown accustomed to. Ego, your natural birthright grants you a level of comfortability in these arid climates. Oho and Rawl, you guys spent a lot of your time here during your assumed deaths.
4 years.
Despite the length of time and departure since then, it's rather uncomfortable, but it doesn't take you long to fall back into that comfortability with heat and how to adjust for the growing heat wave throughout the day. Kesh, this is an environment completely unknown to you. The unknown regions of space doesn't have temperate climates like this. You're used to temperate climates, cold, snow, but heat and sands. This is not a environment that is accommodating for a Chiss. But your time with Oryx Squad has allowed you the ability to adapt to these type of environments. You all awake the following morning, rested. Some of you battered and bruised, but you find that your strength has returned to you. Let's start with you, Oho. You and your brother have a routine. A routine established through patterns of observations of your surrounding environments and alternating watch. You now have friends that you can count on or lean on to lessen your watch times, but keep vigilance on the surrounding environments. During your guys' time here, have you incorporated the others into your guys' watch rotation?
So I think that during the time that we've been here, one of the ways that we've incorporated people, Oho would have shown both Dove and Kesh the path to get to the top of the rock formation upon which the base underground is built. There are basically like there's a part of the rock that was chipped away so that you basically have to climb it, like you have to like rock climb to then get to a smaller formation that then you cross a bridge. Then from that bridge you do a little more climbing, and then there's a net that it helps to work as a ladder, and then you basically climb that to get to all the way to the top, which is where basically that's the crow's nest for that's Oho's crow's nest.
Right.
So knowing Dove's and Kesh's ability with long range weapons, he would have prioritized in showing the two of them that, as well as the more quote unquote easier access, which is on top, like below that rock, on the top of the rock, there is like a window path, like a cave that leads into the rock formation into this base. So it's kind of like a balcony that is out there, like the rock formation, that you can slide down from the top, and then you basically end up being able to go into the cave and slide down through a rope to get back to the base below. But it's like a long way down that you have to just basically go very quietly and very slowly. So he would have incorporated them there. Ego would have been introduced to some of the security systems that we have on the section where the computer that Slice upgraded are, as well as the emergency like traps and exits that exist on the back side of the base. And would have introduced also the basically like the rotation of on the quote unquote front side of the base. So like the front entryway, there's like a lot of rock formation that you kind of like have to climb down the path that doesn't look like a path because it's just a lot of rock and debris, and it's meant to look that way, so it doesn't look like it's, hey, there's a entry door that says welcome. And so from there you can like walk around and go around the corner with like some enhancers, binoculars and things like that to there's a couple of positions that you go to that you can look in different directions, one of them being the direction where ships are parked, that we usually park the ships, another one being where the new tribe that seem to have established a location nearby is, and also the direction of one of the nearest towns. So those are like some of the sections that you can cover also closer and better from below, while someone who's above can actually take a look at a more broad perimeter.
Okay. All right. Throughout the night, from everyone's observations, the tribes that have grown, that have migrated more locally towards the immediate area of your guys' established base, have all kind of stagnated. But upon this morning, I need everyone that would have been active during this watch, probably about 6 a.m. Socorro time, to give me a perception check, or average difficulty. We'll do 2 setback to the due to low light. If you have any means of accommodating or removing those setback, feel free to incorporate.
Me with my infrared vision.
Two successes, 2 threats. Okay.
My scanner goggles allow me to see normally in dark conditions, so does that negate the 2?
Correct.
Okay.
I can remove up to 1 setback die in low light conditions. So I still have 1 setback.
Okay.
But my 57 armor gives me a boost.
Nice.
So
Nice. God damn. Okay.
oh, nope. I immediately bear with me. I thought I got a boost on that one. So
It looks like everyone still succeeds, so no worries.
What would be with my ability to see thermal with my cybernetic eye? Are the setbacks still applying?
Setbacks still apply, but you get a boost die from the thermal. Setbacks just represents the lack of detail. Thermal just gives you an overlay. Okay.
No successes for me.
Damn. Okay. So, Kesh, Ego, and Dove. Okay. Throughout your respective watches, who would have been taking the first watch towards like the beginning of the night out of the 3 of you?
I think Dove would have offered to do so because she fared fairly well after the train heist.
Fair enough. Okay, so with you being the first watch, in Oto's guidance of the recent migration of the local tribes into this area in the valley to the northeast of your guys' position, you maintain a vigilance over that respective area, and within 2 hours of your watch, you come to realize a large formation of movement being migrating towards that tribe that you were directed towards. As you focus in on it with that roll, you had 2 successes, 2 threats. I would probably say you're utilizing with that thermal imagery, so it's hard to pick up details. You're getting silhouettes with the thermal imagery, but details escape you as to the nature of this large formation. But you see this happening, and you make a mental note of it, that there's by this point in time, it'll probably be about midnight. So you make a note of this activity and prep it and keep it on standby for the next watch. Who is the next person to take up watch after Dove?
I think Kesh would.
Okay.
Using the his new shatter rifle because it's got extreme range. So being able to utilize that along with his infrared vision, being able to at least keep an eye on what's going on.
All right. With your 4 successes, 3 advantages. Okay. At the exchange of watch between Dove and Kesh. Kesh, make a mental note of that active tribe activity to the northeast. However, Oho made a point to make everyone aware that there's a neighboring tribe in the area as well, to, more northward of your guys' position. And you keep that activity to the northeast in mind, and you start scouting the north sector of the neighboring tribe. And they too have a large formation of migrating formation that meets up with that tribe to the north. With your ability to pick up on infrared and see in better detail in infrared, you're able to pick up on war formations in weaponry. This is a war party.
Is there a way to do? Are they going to head towards the northeastern tribe, or are they aiming at a different location?
As far as you can tell right now, there is no direct confrontation. This is just a gathering of forces. And with that detail formulated from the North tribe, you look over to the northeastern tribe, pick up the same details. They have amassed a war party.
Heads up, everyone! It's about to get lively. You just hear that on the comms.
By this point in time, it's about 3 a.m. The sun is set to rise in the next 3 hours. 2.5, 3 hours. And final watch is Ego.
I give Ego that little note to help with to look between the two, because it's 2 war parties, and that gives Kesh's hair to stand up as he goes down.
During the rest of your watch, there is no activity. It seems that they are resting for the time being. But as you exchange watch with Ego, you roll 3 successes, no advantages. Your watch, for the most part, goes uneventful until the end of your watch. It's about 6 a.m. Both tribes begin to muster, and there's a rolling chant on the winds from both tribes as they begin to rally. Do you bring this up? Do you bring this to Oho's attention? Oho and Rawl's attention, I should say.
What if I just said no? Yes, I do.
You just watch a war party go down.
Circle of
No,
love.
Circle. No, I do bring it up.
Okay. Oho, you and Rawl have endeavored to keep this area as obscured and off the radar as much as possible. With the recent activity of tribes coming in, migrating into the area, it has raised a level of concern for you because it increases the likelihood of your base becoming discovered. With the revelation of 2 tribes engaging in a war within the region of your base, increases the likelihood of your base becoming discovered exponentially. You can let this war play out, or you can intervene and try and establish a peace between these tribes. And keep your guys' base secured.
Okay, so question. Either one of these tribes are either one of these tribes that either Raul or Ohu would have been familiar with before they left last time? Anything that would hint to being like, I know that this particular tribe is a little easier to trade with versus this other tribe that is way more like closed off and tends to attack before asking questions, that kind of thing.
Excuse me. So you have the Abanal, which is the typical nomadic tribe that typically traverses the wildlands of Socorro. The Abanal, and then there's the Ma'onak. Ma'onaks are typically kill on sight and do not engage in talks whatsoever. However, the Ma'onaks are a more arachnid-esque species and keep to themselves more in the Badlands. And this is more centralized in the Rim Mountain region where your guys' base is established. So this is territory that is controlled typically by the Abanal. So this is to your understanding, a warring of two different Abanal tribes.
So this is all within the Abanal tribe.
Warring between tribes typically doesn't happen. Again, they are of the same clan, but for some reason, these two tribes are showing aggression towards one another.
How far are the tribes from one another?
At this point, only a couple hundred kilometers away from each other. Their war parties or war formations have set up on the exterior regions of their established bases. They are showing signs of aggression, but they have not initiated combat with one another yet. This seems to be a display of power. About 5 miles north of you guys, both respectively. So within a close proximity, but not within jogging distance.
Yeah.
But it's still within a close enough proximity that if someone were to investigate these two after the aftermath of these two warring parties, it could draw more attention to your guys' area than would make you comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Well, if that is what you are proposing, then I think it is our duty to try to figure out what's going on to see if it can be prevented. So I think I'm probably going to call in the group, bring this to their attention as Oho, who is very tired in more ways than one. Brings up the concept of one of the regular tribes of the Wandering Sands seems to have a dispute internal. Two of their inner clans seem to have separated, and now they're about to battle. Now, Rawl and I usually do not intervene in the matters of the desert. However, an act of war of this size, 5 miles away from here, has potential if it breaks out and it becomes a big combat, that it might bring more curious eyes to the region, which means higher observation in the area. Rawl and I know some of the languages and the tribes. We have traded with some of them before. We can try to find a way to communicate and find out why they are disputing, see if we can assist with placating the situation. Alternatively, we do nothing. We set watch. We create a few long-range locations, and after the war is over, we just make sure that any stragglers that come in this direction, we don't let them get too close. Thoughts?
I'm not in the best equipped to go long way hiking, so if whatever you're gonna do, I'm going to be keeping overwatch on the crow's nest. Regardless, if you wish to try and negotiate, which has its benefits, but also not interfering also has its benefits, and there's a risk to either way. I have no qualms if or any way about it, but war, as we've all seen, has a way of pulling everything in with extreme gravity. And if they were another 2 miles away, I would say leave it, but seeing as how they're 5 miles away, doesn't sit well.
Usually, when tribes migrate out of their normal territory, my question is, what happened? Why did they leave? Is there a bigger issue that we're not aware of? We can look into it, but I guess that depends on how confident are you that they'll listen.
I mean, I don't know about
Just-
wars. I suppose looking into it isn't a terrible idea. I personally would rather leave them to it, but if the safety of this place is going to be compromised, potentially, then yeah, I suppose. Though I do think they will significantly question the arrival of strangers to interrupt their personal issues.
I think Oho listens to everybody, thinking for a moment. Something seems to plot in his mind. I think we're going to pay a visit. Now, for those of you who prefer, I could use your backup long range. Should things get dicey and I need to move quickly, having backup could be useful. Kesh, and you see Oho goes into one of the disappears for a second and comes back and brings you his Night Singer rifle.
How dare you?
He adjusts it to basically make it into the silent and invisible mode, and he says, "It'll take you longer to reload this way, but the bullet will have no sight and no sound. You'll be in comms at all times. We all will. If I make any gesture or I command you to do so, you take a shot. Open hand, warning shot. Closed fist, shit to harm."
Ironic considering this is how we met the first time.
I suppose it is.
Kesh internally is looking at this thing going, this is a sweet piece of gear, but externally he's just stoned, just stone cold expression,
Yeah.
going over it, checking the site, like literally just keeping this in constant use.
It is a pristine piece of equipment, and I'm going to have to steal it for Killbolt soon.
No, you're not.
No. Question.
Yes.
Dove's armor flies, yes?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
he
it
nuked
doesn't.
my wings for now.
That sounds like Tarzan.
She flies in water.
She flies in water. Great. Let's just wait for it to rain. Okay. How big, Dove, when you have this armor, is this something that is it clumsy, or is it something that is like easy to maneuver?
It's an imposing piece of
Well-
equipment. It does make you taller. It increases your silhouette quite a bit. Normally, the helmet for this suit is for Mon Calamari. So she
We
has
modded that, otherwise it's not.
we modded that.
We modded
I know
it
that.
for more humanoid creatures. But yeah, no. So these suits are designed for Mon Calamari originally. So
And
they
just to
are
be
already
sure-
imposing in silhouette as is.
And just to be sure, how many vehicles do we currently have? Not like
Just
ships. I'm talking about like land
speeders. Yeah, we just have the sky swoopers and then the fucking
Jaeger.
the night screamer. Yeah, the Jaeger.
vehicles. Okay.
You guys left
And the Night
behind the
Screamer
614s.
carries one or two.
Carries one other passenger.
Carries one other passenger.
I mean, to be fair, don't the swoop bikes also carry one extra person?
Yeah, but you guys left them behind on Kethmandi.
Yeah, so the only thing we have is
The Jaeger and the
Sky
flying
swoopers.
thing. Sky Super. Okay. So here's what I propose. Kesh, you take long range cover. Take to the high tops. We use the Jaeger, Dove, Ego, if you wish. You can move halfway between here and the warring party. We attempt to approach both one at a time, get the situation as to what is happening. Unless you prefer for me to go to one and somebody else go to the other.
you're the only one that
Yeah.
speaks most of the natural languages here. So,
Indeed.
if I'm not mistaken, Dove also had a way of understanding them to a point with Hatice.
Mm.
The first time we met a
The
group,
first time.
and
We
they
spoke
seemed
in
to.
Hatties.
And from my understanding, it was a very different situation, but strength seems to be an important one, as much as cunning.
I will say,
But
if we go out to both parties at the same time, there's more for Kesh to watch, as opposed to just engaging with one party at a time.
it also means that we are introducing 2 individuals into the desert and for them to look at. If it's okay with everyone, I would prefer to just approach myself and then make ourselves known should things become questionable. Have to make a show of force if necessary, but if retreat is necessary, I do not think there would be an issue.
I'm pretty
And
sure
keep
a
eyes
lot
on
of.
you from a distance.
Hmm.
Could drop you
At
off
least
at
one
the
will-
outlying regions of the tribe, and then run back and pick up Dove.
Hmm.
Make it back towards the outside region of the tribe. But
Correct.
at least then that would give you a less conspicuous approach to the tribe.
I will not approach in a straight line. I will make sure to veer, cover our tracks.
My only concern is if they get there, when you get there, and the other tribe sees that as they have a leg up, they might get spooked and attack out of fear. That's my worst case scenario thought. So this no secret treating this like a loaded bomb.
Anyone that has warfare, ranks in warfare, give me a warfare check, hard difficulty.
Would I be able to potentially persuade for a boost die because of my understanding of tribal warfare, urban warfare, and other forms of guerrilla warfare?
I'll allow it.
Nope.
I don't have ranks in it, but I have a, what is it called? A Tranglang Hollow V audiovisual translator that gives me boosts to knowledge skills. Should I?
What is this?
It's a thing that I was given, I think, by Chav.
I'll take a look at this before I say anything. Give any definitive answer.
It's a mouthful.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Sounds pretty cool though.
Tranglang Hollow 5 audio-visual translator. Grants any boost die to lore or intellect checks made to decipher or translate unknown languages. So this isn't an unknown language. This is trying to decipher war formations and in tactics. So
I don't have ranks, but can I just give it a go anyway, since I've been here before?
I'll allow that, and then I'll give you boost die for prior history with engaging with the Ibano.
And then you say what difficulty?
Hard difficulty.
Hard. Yeah.
Oh, this is not gonna. This ain't gonna. This ain't gonna work.
Hey, do better than my one failure. One failure,
I
two
can make it
advantages.
worse.
Ah.
Oh,
Okay. So yeah, to both of you, that risk is very, very possible. It is very possible that any observation of outside forces interacting with a oppositional tribe can initiate. There is the potential of initiating combat at that point. However,
idea.
if you're not observed,
indeed. There are 2 ways that I can attempt to do this. We can attempt to do the stealthy way, or we do the diplomatic way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And pray
Do we
tell,
have?
Oho, what's the diplomatic way?
I make myself known in a space that is equidistance between both parties, with a signal that requests for an audience with the leaders of each clan, and an offering of food and mead.
Okay.
However, if I do the diplomatic way, and Oho's eyes go to Ego,
Don't need
It's
the
going to-
diplomat.
don't need to
It-
say it. He doesn't even finish the sentence. He just looks at Ego like you know what that means.
So, if we went the diplomatic route, you'd be translator and Ego would be the mediator.
I need to change.
I have a distinct feeling that would mitigate the risk, honestly. Because if it's two war parties squaring off against each other 100 kilometers away, that's within equal running distance as it is Beast of Burden running distance. And also gives us a chance, as Dove said, to figure out why.
Did we get it? Did we get a chance to acquire one of the beasts yet, or no?
Mm-mm.
No. Damn it.
Yeah, you haven't
Okay.
negotiated with the tribes yet.
Yeah, it would have made added benefits for any type of situation,
That's
but
okay. That's going to be my reasoning for meeting.
Little segue. Okay.
Hmm?
Okay. I like this.
Yeah, when Ego
Okay.
says I have to go change, then he says, "Well, it is decided then."
it would allow me also, if you have a warning shot for me to fire, aiming at two war leaders goes a long way rather than firing at random individuals.
I think a shot at
Agreed.
a chieftain would trigger a war.
I know, but that's last ditch effort to give everyone a chance to run.
Just as long as we're all on the same page.
I don't want to start a tribal war that's literally on our front porch, but I also don't want to lose anyone.
So
It is decided then.
let's have a tea party then.
After that, Oho is going to proceed to go into the stock of whatever salvage and hunting meat
Mhm.
they have gathered from this visit, and any drinking that they have available, as well as there's a little small table that it's like just like a little plank of wood with like very short
Little portable
like
table.
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very small. It's basically like a ceremonial table.
Yeah.
He's gonna pack that up.
Okay. So yeah, you're very much aware that the bottle do not engage in any type of inebriating substances as far as
Alcohol.
like alcohol. However, they have been known to indulge in psychotics, or not psychotics.
Oh.
Look at that.
Carcinogens. Let's go.
Hallucinogens. There we go. Yeah. That's-
How many hallucinations does this crew have?
Ego.
Everybody looks.
Um,
Everybody slowly just.
Mm. And
How-
that was
The-
like, yeah, so
However,
those
however,
death sticks.
hallucinogens are typically indulged in peace times, not during war times. So it could
Good.
provide a means of lubricating peace. That doesn't sound right. That sounds weird.
Initiating peace talks.
Maybe that is what we need for the
There we
peace.
Initiating peace talks, or incentivizing. There we go. It can provide a means of incentivizing peace talks. There we go. Jesus. The GM and word choices. It's hard sometimes. Leave me alone. But yeah, hallucinogens can provide a means of incentivizing peace talks. However, they are more than unlikely to engage in consuming hallucinogens during high tension moments like this. So it can be a door opener for you as an offering, but you're going to need to bridge that window.
I was gonna say at least it could be, if not an initiation, at least a parting gift
Correct.
to get them to think.
Get them to be less hostile towards one another.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys make your preparations, gather your supplies, and make for transportations. Are we taking the sky swoopers, or are we just strictly sticking to land traversal?
I think so that everybody has a good way to move fast. Since Cash is staying back, I'm not worried about Cash. How many swoopers do we have?
Got 2.
So if Cash needs a swooper,
If
he
Chad
can
left them
have one?
behind, that's the question.
We'll say
Which I would
that
assume he
can-
did. Yeah.
Yeah, we would need him more than he did. I think Ojo is going to take the swooper to make his approach to whatever location, like not entirely getting there. He's just going to do it so he can cut some of the distance, like like diagonally, if you will. So he has the swooper in one location that if he needs to run, he can run to it without having to run directly toward the thing.
Are you going midway, or are you going towards one midway? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you taking tent supplies as well to set up like a little hut or a tent for negotiations? Okay. The swooper is capable of carrying supplies like that, so yeah, easily done. Let me see.
I mean, honestly, like he can always do a walk. Like 5 miles with a moderate pace is like less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
So he could always do that, but then he wouldn't have retreat if the Jaeger is used by Ego and Dove.
Right.
There's also a big risk that by the time you get like to an hour and a half to 2 hour mark, the war might have already begun. So
actually, scratch that, because we're doing the diplomatic way. So he's gonna take the Jaeger because he's gonna take Ego with him.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we're taking the Jaeger so we can get to the distance and then close the distance enough to then approach.
Fair enough.
Cash sets up in the crow's nest, make sure that he blends in with his surroundings. So can I do a stealth check to see if I can make camouflage, basically?
I will tell you already, there is already camouflage in there. Like
okay,
this, like, I mean, whatever Tarzan wants to do, but like Ojo has, like, that is Ojo's crow. Like that was Ojo's crow's nest for 4 years. So like that thing is prime location for a sniper that's looking to be not seen.
Yeah, and also because it's the Night Stinger set into stealth mode, Kesh sights it, does the ranges, because obviously there's a little bit of cumbersome to it, so he dials it in and make sure he knows where Roll and Dove are, and then once he knows where they are, because he gauges them almost like a range distance.
Yeah.
Because of the extreme range of the Night Stinger, and then immediately clocks Ojo and Ego, and then monitors both tribes and just gives updates on what is going on, at least from his distance.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because of your distance, I'm not going to call for a fucking stealth check because you're far beyond the means of their perception. Rawl is staying behind, or is he going with as well?
Maybe Roll will have a swooper
Okay.
in case he needs to come in.
So he's staged with the Sky Swooper. Ego and Oho are approaching on the Jaeger. Okay.
Stopping at a distance as well, not like going all the way.
Okay. Dove, you're also with the Sky Swooper, I'm assuming? Okay.
The mic wasn't on when you said that. You said that.
Oh, I said yes, sir.
Gotcha, no worries. Okay. Let me take a quick 5-minute break so I can set up this little map, okay? And then we'll come back and engage in diplomatic talks with 2 warring tribes. So don't go anywhere, all you wonderful 2B Dicers. We'll be right back as I set up the encounter, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. welcome back. So, Oho and Ego, you make your way out towards the midpoint of this battlefield. You are observed by both parties as you set up a position on neutral territory and set up a tent for negotiation for peace talks. Oho, your familiarity with the tribes, you know the universal hand signals to convey neutrality as well as negotiating for peace. Your gestures. Go ahead.
I think the way that this works is once he arrives with Ego, asks him with Ego to help with setting up like the table. Oho comes up. He carries this like long wooden stick, and then he plants it on the ground. It's about like 6 feet or more, and then he has 2 branches, and one of the in each branch has dry meat, as well as a Boda bag that dangles on the center. And then when he plants that, he stands, looks in the direction of one group, looks in the direction of the other, raises his hands, makes the gesture to bring them up, and then just stays in the position with palms facing forward, which represents basically the symbolism of I have no weaponry on me, and I am keeping my body completely exposed to anybody else.
While Oho does that, I would assume, Ego, you continue to set up the tent to provide comfort for those that choose to engage with the peace talks.
You presume correctly.
Okay, give me a dexterity check. Just kidding. Actually, no, you've engaged in. You've had to use survival equipment before. There's no need. There's no need. But do we wanna? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Survival check, easy difficulty. Let's see how good you are at setting up a tent in a harsh desert climate.
Boost that because I would have been assisting if needed.
Fair enough. I'll give you another boost die because it is a recent acquisition of survival equipment. So this stuff is relatively new and comes with easy to follow instructions.
IKEA instructions.
Essentially. Nice. Okay. Yeah, easy enough. For the most part, the equipment surprisingly enough, actually, this is a self-erecting tent. All you have to do is just pull a draw cord, and the equipment itself unfolds and deploys itself. Nothing too crazy to worry about. And you set up a sizable tent that's capable of comfortably accommodating up to 12 people. As Oho maneuvers out to the front of this negotiation tent and puts out the hand gestures to symbolize neutrality as well as peace and instill comfort into the opposing tribes that no harm is intended. he remains out front for some time. As you set up the interior, making it as accommodating as possible, knowing full well that you're going to be the figurehead of negotiations. You set up the feng shui, if you will.
I also hand over, because I do know the language of these individuals, I will give the translator to Ego.
Good. That's good. Okay, very good. Cash.
Zero of the comms. You just hit, yeah.
So any intellect check that you do gets a boost when it comes to language.
Ego, what? Give me a description of how you would set up the interior of a negotiations tent when it comes to trying to de-escalate a war between tribes. What does Ego accentuate, and what does he try to subdue in this environment?
I think as we were on our way, perhaps just before, Ego would have gotten a download of information from Rawl and Oho about the tribes and the local ways of arranging spaces, how they prefer to like sit in communal areas. And so I think Ego would try to create a space that is, kind of atmospherically softly lit and just kind of plush in a way. These are tribes that do value strength, but I think in times of peace would like share and laugh and sit and talk. And so just trying to emulate that kind of space within this tent.
Okay, so you would know that negotiation talks, the appropriate spacing between tribal leaders is about 12 feet between. So you notice that the head of each tribe's cushions about 12 feet away from each other. Allows for enough reaction time for their respective bodyguards to react to any perceived threat, and allows everybody to still be able to hear each other in a neutral tone.
I keep both equidistant from the entrances of the tent, so it doesn't seem like one is in a disadvantaged position.
You said with everything that you've learned from Oho and Rawl, you curate an environment to create a space of neutrality as best as possible for both, so both parties can feel at ease upon entry. And with that check that you've had you make, you are successful in creating a perfectly neutral environment for both parties. Oho, as you remain outside, as Ego continues to set up the interior, you see a stirring from both tribes. From this position, equidistant from each tribe, you're about 2 miles from each war party. You see as both tribes begin to part, as a figurehead of each tribe rides out on their Ryuzas with 2 riders equidistant from each other, flanking both sides of each chieftain. As they arrive to the negotiation tent.
Do any of us get a sense of if they're carrying banners or flags or any representation of the tribe?
There's no formality to these tribes whatsoever.
Okay.
This is a informal organization. There is no organization to it per se. Oho and Rawl would know that these would be bloodlines, typically, or families,
Okay.
and they would congregate as such. But as far as any outside perceived observations, this would just seem like some a ragtag band of tribesmen. The only signifiers would be the designated colors of the tribes. There would be different assorted or patterns, not assigned, but adopted by each tribe. The ones to the northeast have a color palette of maroon and khaki. And the ones directly to the north would be more of a crimson and earthly brown.
So similar but very distinct differences upon looking. Kesh is relaying that to Oho and Ego just to try and give them a step mainly for Oho to try and give him a step up in which bloodlines him and Ego are about to interact with. Because at least then there's some distinction in what's about to come to the table.
Yeah.
I think as when the chieftains were moving our direction, Oho would have messaged send in the comms. Make sure to keep an eye also on each party. I want to make sure that we're not surprised if any soldiers from their locations decides to get trigger happy.
I'm already on it. And I think through the scope of her rifle blaster, Dove has already been scanning the surroundings of both war parties to see if any scouts have branched off at any part of their movements.
And whichever one that Dove is looking at, Kesh is looking at the exact other tribe, and then as soon as that's done, it's like a check, and then moving between both. So it's that way there's that continual like arc spectrum between the two tribes.
Intersecting fire sectors of fire. Yeah, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Both tribes do not possess any means of long-range weaponry. They possess hunting spears from on both sides, which is their longest form of ranged engagement. Otherwise, well, actually, hold on, let me double check. I need to update my. Go. This existing. There we go. Okay. The warriors. They only have spears. Yeah, they both only possess spears. Both tribes, as their long-range form of engagement, and those have a very short range of effectiveness. So fear of long-range engagement, you don't have to worry about. Mounted cavalry, yes, there is a significant force of mounted cavalry, by way of Dreyusas, similarly to how the tribe's chieftains arrived to the negotiation tent. Both
also
tribes respectively.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, Kesh is also looking over the ridge on just in case there's gonna be any foul play from an external third party as well.
Ooh, okay. That's gonna be. Give me.
It's just considering his distance, the altitude that he's at. It's just counting for anything.
Fair enough. Give me. This is gonna increase the difficulty a little bit. It's still gonna be a hard difficulty, but instead of the 2 setback, it's gonna be 3 setback to account for distances.
Okay, so yeah, it's 2 setback because of my infrared vision. All right. So what I got? No, 1 failure, 2 advantages. So don't see anything.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. You get like an uneasy feeling in your gut. There might be external factors in play here. You take that into account and begin scanning the horizons, so the ridge lines of the neighboring mountain ranges, and you are not able to perceive any observable threats.
I am going to relay that to everyone on just that instinctive feeling that there may be external forces at play here. And just keeping an eye out on ridges and other locations. Mainly to Dove and Roll, but for Ego and Oho, just to make them aware that if this peace talk goes ahead, as much as we're looking for scouts of any like underhand play, anything else, anything out of place might put this peace talk in jeopardy.
You hear Oho Kesh on the northeastern sector of the top of the Crow's Nest. There is a radio relay that is connected to the computers below. Keep it active. If we hear any radio waves or signals that seemingly be moving in this area, these tribes do not use that. So if something is active, it's not them and it's not us.
Yeah. Kesh immediately goes from the scope and just turns it on and sets it to a wide band. Not enough for it to be detected, but enough for it to pick up just that low vibration.
Fair. For those of you on the ground, the tension is immediately palpable. Ego, as the North tribe is the first to enter. As he enters, he walks in with an air of dominance around him. He asserts himself and immediately lays claim to the environment as he looks at you. Oho, I'm assuming you probably follow in along with him, or do you wait for the second tribe's chieftain to?
I don't. Nobody's going inside before I get to speak to them.
Okay.
Like, the tent is set. The stick that I planted is basically in front of the tent, and then Oho is in front of the stick.
Mm-hmm.
And basically he's waiting for them to join, but the tent is not yet offered because nobody goes into the tent unless we understand that, like, they probably have questions anyway. I don't know that they're just going to pursue a random stranger and just kind of like walk into the tent.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm not going to do that until I at least get some like vibe check first.
Okay. The chieftain to the north is the first to arrive. You see the chieftain to the northeast on his way, but he was moving at a slower pace comparatively to the one to the north. This one seems to have an energy of wanting to assert dominance over a neutral space. So he comes in pretty hot as he...
Oho is unmoved.
As he approaches you, Ego, you could hear mm, this individual kind of not really barking. Actually, he's barking, but like not like shouting in a means of a threatening nature or whatnot. It's just more of this individual trying to control the space that he's taking. And
Oho is still literally in the position because his hands don't go down until both parties are here.
so he approaches you, Oho, and as he dismounts his Ryuza, he looks over at the rest of them and begins shouting, "Etuda, Tukata, ma!" And he starts sending people off to the outer regions to establish a perimeter. And he goes to walk past you into the tent.
I immediately he just yells, "Braate na chikiana, nata," and it's basically easy way of saying by the code. Speak begins when two sides meet. Time has not arrived.
Okay. Give me. I'll give you the choice of either charm or leadership.
Neither one is going to help. I don't think.
Again, you'll have 2 boost die for your prior history with engaging with these tribes. I will lower the difficulty as well. It is a hard difficulty, but a challenge of 1.
I will say we have 4 light side. I feel like there's one point in time to maybe cash one in would be now. I'm making a case for it.
This guy is trying to establish that he's got big balls. So
if that is the case, can I persuade you for a coercion?
Ooh. And this would be a coercion versus coercion. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
How in that context, that would have to change how you approached this encounter a little bit.
Does it?
Maybe.
Oho's words and his position is very clear. His hands are here. His face is forward. The moment this individual starts moving past and he says the words, all that Oho does is his eyes go, "Foop," and that's it.
Okay. All right. I like that.
This is subtle, silent, and also is in the tone. It is implied that the rules, these rules, and I am here to abide by them, and I will make you abide by them.
Okay. I like this. Okay. I'll give you an additional boost die for that. That's pretty cool.
Thank you. Coercion.
Still,
and so how many boost die do I have?
3.
2, 3.
It's again hard difficulty challenge of 1, with 3 boost die.
And you can use one of the light side tokens to upgrade.
Oh, why not? Let's do that.
Every benefit.
Let's see how we do. 2 successes, 6 advantages.
Okay. Okay. During this interaction, you're quick to perceive that this is a raider, a war leader. This Abanal chieftain is not used to not being able to control in a given space that he takes. Meeting somebody of equal threat, insisting upon neutral entry and neutral space taken, there is a level of threat perceived, threat acknowledged, and an acquiescence. Torkata, Torquicha. His escort lowers their intensity as the chieftain takes in a deep breath and lowers his intensity, acknowledging your authority.
Mind you, the only thing that they can actually see from Ojo are his eyes, because Ojo is just basically Bedouin and Ego as well. They're just this is traveling desert folk.
Very similarly
Roles
as well.
retired, similar
will-
to what they're doing.
I will give you that as you're perceiving this individual in close proximity, the eyes, the surrounding area of his eyes, is covered in fur.
Okay.
His irises reminiscent of feline anatomy. As he acquiesces to your assertion, the tribe's chieftain to the northeast arrives. This one a little more uncertain, but still arrives with a level of intensity. This one more perturbed, as opposed to confidence in assuredness. This one arrives with your actually. Let's go ahead and call for a perception check, because yes, you're able to read micro gestures, but it does require a perception check to get fine details. So let's go ahead and call on that aspect of your Echani nature.
Okay. What's the difficulty of this?
Pull up his sheet 1 second. This guy right here. There he is. This will be a hard difficulty.
Do I get a Chane boost die?
Yes, because of your Echani nature, you have a boost die to receiving micro gestures.
My eye also has like zoom, right?
Yes. You can use.
I get a
Yeah,
boost die?
that's fair. I'll give that to you. It allows you to see.
That means that I can literally like look at things in a more detailed way.
Enhance.
So a hard difficulty, yeah.
Yes, hard difficulty, 2 boost die.
Ooh! 1 success, 2 threats, 1 triumph.
Okay. Now we utilize these threats. We'll say that the environment causes a bit of strain for you when utilizing the cybernetic prosthetic.
Got some sand in my eye.
Basically, more so that it's overheat. It's starting to kind of overheat when you utilize the thermal aspect of it, because thermal imagery requires a lot of computing power. And so your eye socket starts getting pretty fucking warm.
I mean, I'm not using the. Am I using the thermal now? No.
Thermal
Using the
zoom.
But how many strain you want me to?
Just
take?
2. It's just the 2 strain.
Oh, okay.
Easily recoverable.
Yeah.
It's just as you're trying to utilize aspects of the telescopic features to include thermal or just telescopic, the prosthetic is kind of overheating from the arid climate that the desert creates.
Okay.
But with your ability to perceive and interpret intentions through motion and stature. The chieftain that arrived late, you're able to interpret that he has lost something dear to him. And he believes that this person, this tribal leader that you're initiating peace talks with, he believes him to be responsible for that loss. Which also puts this negotiation at a severe disadvantage.
Once they are both there, it is when that moment where the both of them are there that Oho's hands finally go down. And then he addresses the two. He's Dura Atenea Shakainunuate Shanabagu Aisha Nanumishikate. He is basically telling them, when the sands are restless, no one can sleep in their winds. I bring this ground to speak of what could be meant.
The chieftain to the northeast begins shouting immediately. There is no peace, there is no mending for the theft of my heir.
Oh no.
This
is the one that came second.
Correct. He's already starting to accuse the raider chieftain of stealing his heir. He continues. There is no peace. There is no negotiation. I will have what is mine, and I will take what is owed. I only engage in this peace talk out of respect for tradition. Meanwhile, up table, he's shouting this shit. I just didn't want to yell into the fucking mic. He's shouting the whole time.
What's the Oho Zakani's perception is also looking in the direction of the raider.
With the triumph he has an air of dismissiveness. He doesn't know what this chieftain is speaking of. And he refuses to acknowledge the chieftain's claims. The raider chieftain goes on. You encroach on my territory. This is our land. This is our water. We have taken nothing from you, yet you have taken from us. You claim to take what is owed, but what is owed is water and land. And that belongs to us.
Ohud turns to the chieftain who is accusing of the theft of the heir. Have you proof?
At this point, he draws down his face cover, removes his head covering. And before you is a Zygerian, a feline-like alien species. Large, pointed ears, fur covering from head to toe, bright yellow eyes. As his eyes narrow at you. My daughter, Dibus, has been seen consorting with his tribe. I forbid her from continued interaction, and soon after she goes missing. That is my proof.
I would like to just have Eagle poke his head very gently out of the tent.
This is inside the tent. This is inside the tent.
Oh, this is inside the
Yes.
inside.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Then Eagle is just going to, as that tribal chieftain mentions his daughter, is going to use sense on the other one.
Okay. Similarly, as the Zygerian takes off his head covering, the war chieftain does the same and reveals himself to be a Zabrak. Darker complexion, tribal tattoos as per the normal, and then the crown of horn upon his head. These are rather well pronounced crown, and he continues to show not defiance, but like dismissal of these claims. But you are looking to delve deeper into his sense or his mind. Go ahead and give me a force check.
I did. On the light side.
Okay. Ooh.
Peace and negotiation is where the light side thrives. So I guess this is the time when it rears its head. I will say, if that's being relayed, if that at all has been relayed, Kej is actually going to move his scope to the Raiders tribe and see if in the tribe itself, not the war party, but the tribe itself, if there's any looking of someone going very nervously between different things. Like anyone who's acting nervous in body posture in the Raiders tribe.
Okay.
Comms are open for the party,
Yeah.
even though you're hearing what you're hearing is in a language. I don't know if we all have translators, but most of this is happening in the language.
Communicators typically have integrated
Perfect
translation
Yep.
translators.
So it's just looking at the Raiders tribe to see if the one who lost the heirs claim is true and the Raiders hiding it. Because it will either complicate things or simplify things.
Okay, so you're looking for a Zygerian amongst a tribe of Zabraks.
Yeah.
Granted, it's not entirely all Zablarax, and it's not entirely a tribe of all Zygerians, but you're looking for an anomaly amongst
Mm.
the different tribes. Go ahead and give me a daunting perception check as we continue. Ego, you said you're trying to perceive or delve deeper into the mind of this individual.
I just want to know if on sight of the Zygerian, if there is anything that he recalls about a Zygerian cavorting with someone in his camp, and if it stimulates his memory.
What, Tater? The fuck was that? Sorry.
Tater knows.
Tater has all the information. Tater is the Zygerian.
Surface level, because it doesn't require a check for surface level. The immediate information that you're able to pick up is the daughter of this tribesman, Dibus, has been consorting with this chieftain's son.
Of course.
Main issue that the chieftains have, or at least this chieftain has taken, is the fact that it's not another Zygerian. He believes that she should be taking interest with some within the tribe itself as opposed to external. The chieftain, who we will name... I spelled chieftain wrong. There we go.
Chieftain.
Chieftain Carfax. Nope, we're not doing Carfax because that's Carfox. We're going to do Kfax. Kfax. Kaifex. Kfax. Chieftain Kfax believes that his son has done nothing wrong, and that he has surface level no recollection of any recent interactions between his son and Dibus.
The last thing I want from his sense is the last time he saw his son, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
I would love to.
Go ahead.
You go. I would love to know while they're having that conversation, Dove sort of pans her scope over towards the same tribe that Kish was looking at. However, she's not looking for a figure specifically. She's looking to see if there's any cluster in the tribe where it looks like they're actively trying to hide someone in plain sight.
Okay. Similar check as well. Daunting difficulty perception check.
Yeah.
From the outside, there is no perceivable points of interest within the interior of the respective tribes. Chieftain Kaifex and Chieftain... Should have named these guys before I started this session, but we're going to roll with it. Chieftain Haizo.
Kaifax is which one?
Kaifex is the Zabrak. Chieftain Haizo is the Zygerian.
Haizo is the Zygerian.
Haizo is Haizo. Chieftain Kaifex continues. My son Kaizo respects tradition. He is not responsible for your daughter's disappearance.
I think Oho is going to comment. The Battle of Two Tribes is sure to make the Crimson Sands redder. But if you act with haste, you may leave each other weaker and without reward. You speak of a son? Do you speak of a daughter? Do you know where either of them are right now?
Kaifex speaks first. My son is within my tribe.
Has he spoken of the daughter?
He has not seen her since 2 moons.
I'm still in his brain. Is that true?
As far surface level,
Mm-hmm.
as far as he's aware, he speaks the truth.
He will turn to the Zagirian.
Aizo.
When did you see your Paizo, where did you see your daughter last?
My daughter disappeared last night. After I forbade her from seeing Kaizo. This is a clear transgression from the tribe of Kaifex.
You speak of a clear transgression, chieftain. I hear a parent forbidding a child, which is something that risks a child choosing to rebel. If that possibility is also there, then your accusation is not as clear-cut as you make it to be. I do not want to discredit your stand, but I want to remind you, a battle like this will make you lose much more than just the daughter that you speak of. If many of your tribe fall,
You point out my concern exactly. We control the plains of which the Dreuza feast upon. His tribe stands much to gain to kidnapping my daughter.
who else could gain?
Outsiders, of course.
Have you met any outsiders recently?
Nothing that we can't handle and dissuade ourselves.
Check the perimeter again. he says in the comms.
Kesh
I will
also
do so.
Kesh will do the same, but Kesh also relays someone might want to summon the sun so he can either confirm or deny the claim in front of his father.
It sounds like two young ones might as well have eloped if they can't locate him too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hope not. Ego, sorry, Ego will to the Zabrak, to the transmitter. Would it be possible to bring your son to see what he has to say?
My son has nothing to hide. He will proclaim his innocence.
As I believe he would, but it would be good to hear it from him.
He turns to his honor guard, shouts out a command, and one individual steps out from the tent, and it takes about 10-15 minutes before another Zabrakian enters the tent. Younger individual, hair, which is very rare for most Zabraks, but hair tied back into a ponytail that is intricately braided to a length about shoulder length, with adornments intertwined into the hair. Standing about 5'8", athletic but not imposing in build. Kaizo steps forth.
Kaizo, good lord.
Again, Uazo, Kaizo. I probably should put an I in there, but we're gonna stick with my spelling.
Wait, so Kaifax is a Zabrak. Kaizo is a Zagirian. But
Nope.
Kaizo is a Zabrak.
Haizo is the Zagirian. Kaizo.
Yes.
Kaizo. There we go. Kaizo is the Zabrak's son.
Zabrak's son. Okay, I'm trying to keep it straight. I'm doing that.
I'm keeping the names a little too similar to each other. My bad. My bad.
To be fair, it is a tribe. It's
Yes,
multiple
no.
tribes, so the names aren't going to be. The names are going to be distinct and
little reminiscent of each
straightforward.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll talk to
No,
Kaiso, Lyso, Paiso, Daiso.
It makes sense, but it's very important that I don't mix things up.
Yeah. Keizo approaches. You wanted to speak with me.
A strong claim has led to your tribe and this other to be ready for battle. And it seems that the matter that involves the trigger of this involves a daughter who has spoken to you. Will you retell your last encounter, when it was, what was spoken, what was said? And before you speak, I remind you, you are under the eye of the desert. And the red sands offer no tribute to those who deceive it.
All we require of you is your honesty.
We're all part of the sand, and we all will return to the sand. I saw Divus 2 moons ago. She spoke of running away from our tribes and starting a family of our own. but her father learned of our interaction, of our love for one another, and forbade her from continuing to see me. We stayed in contact through messenger, Shirus. Oho, you would know the Chiro to be a type of insectoid that is typically a swarm insectoid that are hard to control, but can be used as means of communication between tribes. But they are dangerous, for sure. But the Bonal had managed to learn how to control, somewhat control them. She sent word through Chiru to meet last night. But when we were supposed to meet, she was not there. However,
Where was this?
we were supposed to meet in the valley between the mountains of the Rim Mountains and the Razor Mountains. Is that right? Is it Razor? Hold on 1 second. I gotta get confirmation. It's the valley between. Come on. Go back. Alright, fuck you then. Just search it. Legends. There we go. Yep. Rim and Razor Mountains. But by the time I arrived, I heard the thrums of thunder. The type of thunder that can only be produced by the machines that you ride upon. I did not see where, but I can take you to where we were supposed to meet.
How is Heizo taking this?
And I wonder how is Kaifex taking this?
Heizo's fuming. That being said, I need a outer rim knowledge check from both you, Ego. However, it's gonna be a harder difficulty for you, not being as familiar. Oho, this would be an average difficulty for you.
Okay.
Not being familiar, I'm from the Outer Rim.
Well, this specifically pertains to Socorro.
That is fair.
If it's pertaining to Sakura, do I get a boost die for it?
Yeah.
What's the difficulty?
Average difficulty for Ego, hard difficulty.
Hard difficulty.
No boost die.
Oh,
Okay.
4 successes, 2 threats.
We're not going to account for the threats. It does take you a minute to calculate the possibilities. I guess that will take the form of the threats. What stands out the most to you is opportunists. Opportunists that would benefit from two tribes warring with each other and the resources that they would forfeit should both of them be eliminated, or at least both of them be significantly weakened. These are tactics typically implemented by pirates.
Mhm.
In kidnapping of significant individuals amongst tribes is a very commonplace tactic utilized by pirates in order to weaken and disrupt the ecosystem of tribes within this region. This sounds like a coup that pirates are trying to implement to try and seize territory or resources within the region that these tribes control. The Northeast tribe seems to be in control of over the Chiru, and the Northeastern tribe seems to be in control over the resources that inhabit the Driuza. Both of which can be a very valuable asset if they're required.
Volatile messengers and survival meat.
Transportation and resources. Oho would like to make a force roll.
Ooh, do tell.
It's very amusing that this has been the thing that has been brought up to us during a season where I have already stated before that one of the abilities that Oho has going to be focusing on in the Force is the Seek ability. For he has a date with a lonely idiot that doesn't keep for desperate reasons. So I would like to attempt a force roll.
Okay.
I think, let me see, how does this? So you need some general. So I think I just need, I don't need to roll an ability with it, unless you want to give me an ability with it. But I just need to roll the force die to see if I'm successful.
Okay.
So let's see what I get. Oh!
Oh, wow.
Would you like to cash in a light side token to convert those points?
I will.
We got three,
I
so
will.
yeah.
I have taken, I have stated already what the journey Oho has been taking, and in this particular case, this all pertains to the very much survival of the party and their location, and these people are just bothering him, whoever's been creating this nuisance. So what Oho does is, as this conversation has been said, and the revelation about the lovers potentially going away, Oho becomes really quiet. His eyes sort of drift down slightly. And he just focuses on the fact that the daughter's name has been said. He knows the father, and he knows the lover. He knows her tribe. He knows their area, their location, what they do. And he has this lore, this awareness of this is very much a common thing if you're trying to destabilize an area that you want to then take hold of. And as he senses the force, feeling as if he cannot tap into it, or rather like it's sort of blocked from him or seemingly obscured, he internally sort of pierces through. There's almost like an internal voice of, let me see, as he taps in and uses that to activate his sensibility which currently I have also an increasing magnitude, which tells me that I gain an additional detail
Mhm.
per magnitude upgrade purchase, which currently is at 1. So
Ooh.
whatever the basic information you would have given me with just the basic seek ability, plus an extra detail, cause bonus.
Okay, so you don't need to roll for any of that. It's just
Nope.
okay.
I'm using the force die, so it'll come in the shape of me falling to the dark side later.
Okay, so
Please no.
Control the dice.
your vision takes you beyond your physical form. You're familiar with the terrain that surrounds your base. You're built into the region, the outlying region of the Rim Mountains, and you've traversed the wide expanse of Socorro and the Doaba Badlands to the region of the Judges of the Dead, to the city of Madra, to the Sarlax Peak, all the way to the Carbon Score Wastes. Your vision falls upon the Razur Mountains. Built into the face of one of the towering mountains, just on the outlying regions, nestled in between the two tribes, an outpost. Recently fabricated, fortified by Durasteel plating and strengthened by gun emplacements in Overwatch towers. This outpost is carved into a mountain face, heavily fortified and protected, heavily protected. Deep within the confines of this base, you find Diabus bound and chained. You can hear a cacophony of laughter and the clanging of metal, the ringing of blaster fire, as the sound of celebration erupts, or echoes, not erupts, but echoes within the interior of this outpost. Pirates have taken the daughter, Diabus, and they are already celebrating the demise of two tribes.
As the silence is going, Kesh just relays, primarily to Dove, it seems a meeting might need to be set up for this, and I think we know the exact same person that can set it up and give us information at who to set up in our backyard.
Hold on, speed dial.
My thoughts exactly. If we are to do this, and to get her out and anyone else that these pirates may have taken to destabilize this entire region, this is going to require us to actually walk in the front door. Or at least some of us to sneak in, and the rest go through the front door. Covertly.
I want to
Mine-
point out that information has not been relayed.
Yeah, that hasn't been relayed yet. So this is
No, because
just
but seeing as how it's a Kesh is putting the deduction in that the sun said that the sound of thunder that swoop bikes make gives the idea that there's someone in our backyard now. Don't know where they are, but it's one of those things of just relaying that to Dove of like, we may want to find out who. That's the intention.
Fair enough.
When Kesh said going through the front door but then added covertly, he would have audibly heard Dove's mouth shut.
You know my tactics, and considering there is a high-profile person at risk, we can't go blasting through a front door of random strangers. That's
We don't need to
rude.
go blasting through the front door, but we can just be walking through the front door. And that draws eyes to the front door and away from the back.
My thoughts exactly.
You guys want to bring Mondo back to the fucking story?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. He's useful.
I love.
He is very
like,
useful. He is very useful, and considering that Hondo knows everyone, and anyone he doesn't know, he finds out and gets very well acquainted with them.
I love playing Hondo. That being said, your peripheral returns back to your physical form after gleaning that into intel. By this point, tensions has escalated exponentially.
I would say Ego, while Oho was doing that, Ego was very quickly doing damage control. That's why I wanted to know how badly the Sigerian was about to react.
Heizo has closed the distance, being the non-war chieftain, has closed the distance. He is within about 6 feet of Kfex, which has triggered a defensive response
That
from
breaks.
yeah.
That breaks it. Okay. Jesus.
Ego, you do interpose yourself to de-escalate as much as possible, but as Oho, you return back your consciousness back to your physical self, you see this starting to unfold, and you quickly come to the realization that if you don't interject, things are going to quickly escalate and get out of hand.
I know where to find your daughter.
Okay, we are now doing this.
Heizo's eyes narrow at you. What does that mean, outsider?
Look around you, Chieftain. Look at that child. The words that they said are true. If this child and yours cared for one another, and your daughter is not here, if both of your tribes fight, you both lose. If you are weakened, both of you, what stops someone else from taking claim of what is yours? Your daughter is not in this other encampment. Foul play and deception are afoot. If you want a war, and then he looks at both chieftains, I can guide you to an enemy that you both wish defeated.
All right, this is a negotiation check for sure. Okay.
I grab Ego and I hide behind Ego.
I'll let you use Ego's ranks in negotiation.
I don't have ranks. I'm
Oh.
just good at
He's
it.
just good at it. Ego needs no ranks.
If you don't have any ranks, then what is your ability score in negotiation?
Green die.
How many?
Jesus.
One green die.
1. Oh fuck. And
I
Ego, what is your ranks in, or what is your skill in negotiation?
6 green die.
6 comparatively to 1.
I
Okay.
could just have Ego say something and take over maybe.
Okay. Ego, you piggyback. If you can piggyback back off of what Oho said, by all
That would
means.
be actually what the plan would have been as they were driving there. Oho
Yeah.
knows that he's not an ego. If you want me to intimidate people, I will. But the
Yes.
like Ego's role is basically like if you hear me trying to like broker peace or any negotiation, you follow me. You follow through. Like
You take
finish the
over.
sentence. Yes,
Yeah.
and it's a
Yes,
yes, and
and.
situation.
Okay.
Yes, and
So, Ego, you hear Oho negotiating a alternative to a very real, very possible outcome that is about to take, that can very well unfold right now.
Mhm. I think Ego takes a slightly different approach, following on after Oho, and says to Heizel, Chieftain, I understand that love is a very powerful thing. The love for your daughter is what motivates you to muster warriors, to decimate whatever might stand in your path towards her. And love can make fools. It was a foolish decision for your daughter to run off to the mountains with someone that she loves still. We have an opportunity now to take that love that you have and use it in the correct way. To find the ones that stole your daughter, the true ones that took her, not this tribe, and do something with it. To have them reap what you would have sown otherwise. I didn't hear what you said, Tarzan.
That's because I was whispering to myself. That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
3 extra boost die.
Charm, maybe?
It's whatever Tarzan wants.
I know.
Your choice, yeah. Either charm or negotiation.
Sick. I'll do charm.
Yes.
It is an adversary of 1, so it'll increase the difficulty by or upgrade the difficulty by 1. So it's a hard difficulty with a challenge of 1.
Okay. I'll expend 1 strain from congenial to downgrade that by 1, so it's just hard.
Okay. Okay. Let's see how this goes.
And roll. Fuck me running. Wait.
Don't you have
wait.
you have natural trauma, correct?
No, but I have something else. Hold on, please hold. I can spend a destiny point to ignore failure generated on a social check.
Yes.
that makes it,
Yes.
but that makes it a flat, a flat check still.
I mean, did we gain a triumph as well? Is it worth it right now?
The triumph that was generated was used to perceive extra detail.
And it was also the success, so technically it wasn't like an extra that we could have pocketed.
Take a light side.
Okay. Yeah. Take a light side.
That would be using all of the light side.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, wait. Please hold.
Holding.
I have to
You're-
look through all the talents.
You have us dying with anticipation.
Um,
Holding the camera.
I
Holding the camera.
can-
Patient.
I can add an influence power check to my pool.
Ooh.
So I can add a force die, and I can spend to gain a success potentially.
Ooh.
So, please hold again.
Okay.
My desperation of talents.
Spend it all.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure ego is just the potential destruction of 2 entire tribes.
A whole
and
ecosystem.
And pirates coming into the backyard, and one child being an orphan.
And it is that we and it is that we technically have 2, but it's 1 until we get the 2 or yes. Okay, great. Stressed.
You got this.
Stressed.
Do you wanna convert that into light side at all?
It still ends up using. You know what? Sure. Yeah.
Spend it all, baby.
Look,
Spend it all.
we have the majority. Look, as much as Tarzan was utilizing dark side tokens to no end the last 2 sessions, right now none of us want to be in the middle of a war zone.
This is funny because we were like, oh, look at all the light side that we roll, and we didn't know we were going to use it because we were all going to be taking dark side choices.
God. Fine.
So
that's
you're-
1
okay,
for
so-
thing, and then.
Boy, oh
God.
boy. I'm a bad influence on ego. Duff's going to tell me, how dare you?
It's a tough crowd, honestly.
It's a hard sell. It is a hard sell, to be fair.
That is awesome. Excuse me. Great. Okay, cool. So the points converted are successes, correct?
Hmm.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
succeed in a charm. 6 advantages. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
1 success, 6 advantages. It's worse. And you'd be working against timeline. Okay. Heizo. There's a very tangible barrier with Heizo as you're trying to.
I just have 1 more boost die to roll. Actually, sorry, I forgot that I changed clothes and I said that, and I get boost
Ooh,
die.
you do.
Please. I don't even know if it's gonna help.
We'll see. Hey, that's an additional
There's
success.
the
Okay.
success
Okay.
from my clothes. There
So-
we go.
2 successes, 6 advantages. Okay. 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 Ego, as you're conveying this, there is a level of resistance from Heizo. He very much wants to place all the blame on Kaifex. And despite your interjections, he has every reason to still believe that Kaifex is to blame. But as you guys levy reason in not conjecture, but alternatives to ulterior motives that are external to the political climate that is with that binds these tribes together. You're able to find through much exertion to the point where you're having to call on some darker emotions to almost force this connection. But you find connection all the same to bind Haizo. Haizo? Yep, Haizo. To the path of rationality. Actually, that's exactly what it is. You're able to sense his reluctance to listen to reason. So instead of allowing him to find his own path, you force him to find reason. Because you have no reason to doubt Oho's perspective. He knows something that you don't. However, you don't know what Oho knows. But you know you can make this person bend to your will, to conform to reason. It is a very subtle exchange or adjustment in power. As opposed to making him more malleable, you bend him and force him to agree. Haizo's animosity. Nope, that's not right. Animosity. There we go. Animosity is subdued. He becomes malleable to your suggestion. What do you do? What is your suggestion? What is your influence?
It's not anything complicated. Complicated emotions are harder to pass a message through. And the simple thing that he uses is fear. Because if he is wrong, then his daughter is lost. Right now there's a chance. And if he doesn't take that chance that we are offering, his daughter is lost. If he is wrong and he carves through this tribe, killing so many, and he is wrong, his daughter is still lost.
And he weakens his tribe. You play on the fears of Chieftain Haizo, shepherding him towards your deduction, your logic. There's an external force at play. Your animosity is better served towards that as opposed to your neighbor, your kin. Oho. I think now is the time to take that lead and run with it.
Oho produces a map of Socorro. And there's this like intuitive movement that he's doing as he's scrolling through the map and moving it through the different sectors until he gets to the section where he senses the direction of where this is.
Mhm.
How long from where we are to that place?
Half a day's travel.
Half a day's travel.
It is on the exterior region of the Razur mountain range, just in between both the northeastern tribe and the north tribes, borderlines of their territories.
I earlier sent a message to Dove and Kesh to check the perimeter again. Because if this is true, Oho is willing to bet that a pirate or two are out there to make sure that the plan succeeds. And so Oho would like to see if the long-range participants of this encounter are able to spot anything in the direction. And he sends the direction through which this thing is, because his guess is, if I am a scout waiting to see something happen and then go report, then I'm standing between where the event happens and the location where I'm going.
Right.
So he realized that if he relays that information to Dove and Kesh, so that they collaboratively, being two people, 4 sets of eyes, if you will, 2 sets of eyes, 4 eyes. Potentially, it'll be more useful and helpful because now I've narrowed down the area of search.
With your narrowing of the area of operation, the Razor Mountains are several kilometers northeast, northeast, like in between those two sectors. There's a very small, acute slice of the pie, if you will. That information conveyed over to Dove and Kesh. The two of you go ahead and give me either individual perception rolls or a combined perception roll. One of you, whoever has the higher, and then the other can provide additional boost die, which will generate a flat difficulty roll as opposed to a general difficulty roll for the two of you.
I mean, I've got 3 proficiency and 1 ability, and I can add a boost die flat out to begin with.
We'll do a combined roll with Kesh.
You do a combined roll? Okay. 1 second. Let's do this one actually. Let's do. There we go. Clone. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay. You're looking at a difficulty of hard difficulty.
Hard. Okay. Already got a boost die from my armor. What else do I add onto this dice pool?
Dove, how many ranks do you have in perception?
In perception, I believe I have 1.
Okay, so that's 1 additional boost die for you.
Okay. That everything? Any setbacks? Anything like that?
By this point, it's about noon, so no darkness hindrance. So yeah, it's just a flat roll at this point.
Any boost die from Oho's information?
Actually, yeah, boost die for the precise information that Oho provided.
I would try and push for a boost die because of my location, but nah.
Elevate,
I've already got that.
elevation. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, elevation.
Okay.
I'll give you another boost die.
Okay, so 3 proficiency, 1 ability, 4 boost die, and 3 purple.
No,
Cool.
not 4.
Boost.
You got it right. We're good.
3. Yeah. Okay.
You got it right. We're good.
Well, 5 successes, 1 threat, but I
Okay. That being said, with that successes and threat, you are able to catch the tail end of the emissions of a speeder bike that is speeding off towards the sector that Oho had just specified. You're not able to confirm whether or not it is a pirate, but a speeder is very much heading off in that direction. It's about
Oho.
10 kilometers out, nowhere near where you'll be able to intercept, but you are able to confirm that somebody had potentially been watching.
Oho, it appears that we had a nosy individual sticking in here. 10 kilometers out, no one can reach it. But it is a speeder trail.
How far away is it? Is it past
Think-
extreme?
Is it what?
What's the range band on that? Is it past extreme?
Way past extreme. It's 10 kilometers out.
Yeah, because otherwise I would have taken a silent shot at it with the nightsting almost immediately, but literally Oho gets like the detailed of emission, distance, confirmation, but also relaying very quickly, it may not be pirates, but it's an extremely high likelihood that it is because we're going back in the direction that you pointed out.
Towards the Razor Mountains, specifically.
Eyes are no longer upon us. Your daughter is here. Point at the map. Do not ask me how I know. But know that those who have her have strengthened their position. They are fortified, and they are counting on the two of you to thin the strength of your people. I'm not going to pretend that I know and respect the sands as those of you who dwell here always do. I have walked these sands many years. I have traveled the galaxy many more. And one thing has become increasingly obvious. There are many who will thrive with the fracturing of those who should have bonded together and instead chose to fight one another. You have no reason to trust me. But if you are willing to listen to my proposition, I am ready to provide a plan to make sure that your daughter is returned and the threats of outsiders is diminished. We all just need a little cunning.
Hyphex speaks first. As I stand most to lose much in way of honor and in personal standing, I will devote my forces to recovering and saving the daughter of Hyza. If you will have me. My son cherishes your daughter, and I will not stand in place of that. The sands dictate how we live, but they do not dictate who we love. My blade is yours, Aizo, if you will have me. Aizo there's a moment of conflict. There's a brief moment in time where he has a internal reflection of where he's combating with whether or not his thoughts are his own. He feels conflicted to the point where he feels like he's been put in a position that he would not otherwise choose. But hearing your words, as well as Kaifex saying he's willing to help save his daughter, puts him in a state where he can't deny that his aggression has been misdirected. What was been taken from the sands will be returned to the sands. All will be right. Once the sands claim what is owed. And blood is owed. I think that's a perfect place to end tonight's episode. Thank you all for tuning into tonight's episode of Star Wars Force and Destiny. Threads in the Sand, episode 10. 10 episodes into campaign 2. How exciting is that? Tune in to Thursday for Tales of Varden as we continue the adventure of Tales of Varden. And then catch us back again Tuesday for the continuation of the rescue of Daibez, the daughter of the chief Haizo. This will be a great episode. So much fun to be had. I'm so excited. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you next time on To Be Diced. Have a good night.